14, Joshua Kraft in forward. Number 16, Brock Granger on defense. Number 17, Cameron Vickers, a forward. Number 19, Ross Friedman on defense. Number 20, Guillermo Felix at forward. Number 31, Matt Wyatt on defense. And number 30, our goalkeeper, Matt Williams. The Dutch Lions are coached by Sid Van Drunen, assisted by Catherine Gorin and Jack Hermans. The officials for tonight's match are referee Tony Crush, assistant referee 1 Devin Blazik, assistant referee 2 Adrian McDonald, fourth referee Justin Grider. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you please rise and remove your caps and join us honoring our country and those who serve it with the singing of our national anthem. Singing for us tonight is Alex Wonder from Fairmont High School's 11th Hour a cappella group here in Dayton.
You want me to get a close-up of the players?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the Rockies' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Dayton Outpatient Center Stadium for tonight's USL Pro Division matchup between the hometown Dayton Dutch Lions and the OKC Energy. Doug Palomacki along with Andy Brewer. And Andy, Dayton looking to get on a positive note here for the home fans tonight.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to our first home victory. I know the team was talking to a couple of team players this week up in Columbus, and I know they're pretty anxious to get off the mark here. So hopefully Oklahoma will be the first victims to fall here at Dock Stadium. Lineups real quick for Oklahoma. In goal, number 16, Bader. In defense, number 3, Dewey, 5, Evans, 12, Gunderson, number 4, Hedrick. 5 in midfield, number 13, Delgado, number 18, Schiffman, number 8, Thomas, number 26, Medranda, number 25, Castro, and up front, number 22, their leading goal scorer, Greg. The Lions with their more familiar 4-3-3 lineup. In goal, Matt Williams. In defense, number 2, Shane Smith, number 31, Wyatt, number 16, Granger, number 19, Friedman. Midfield, number 8, Joel DeLass, the captain, number 6, Touriere, and number 4, Matt Walker. And up front, getting a start, number 14, Cruyff, number 20, Felix, and number 17, Vickers.
Those are your starting lineups. We are just a couple seconds away from kickoff, and yeah, Andy, as we mentioned, Coach Sid Van Drunen and the article on USLPro.com in preparation for this game, again, alluded to the fact that important to get a result here. Mathematically, Dayton's still alive in the playoff hunt, and when you look at it, not that many points separate playoff from non-playoff teams right now.
No.
So 3 points on any night will at least jump you probably in front of one team, and it puts you in striking distance.
Absolutely crucial. In fact, the results last night, Friday, changed the standings quite considerably at the bottom of the table. Top 2 or 3 teams pulling away. Orlando obviously having a great season this season. We'll see them in MLS next year. But Dayton, even though they may be towards the bottom of the table, a few points, they could definitely be back in the running, and that's why it is so crucial to try and get some of these home victories and improve the record here. By the way, congratulations. I mentioned this last week. I saw you at the Crew Stadium a couple of weeks ago picking up an award there for your refereeing duties.
Thank you very much. Very, very humbling to receive an honor like that. It was kind of a lifetime achievement award for stuff I've done in the referee world, and probably the most meaningful part of that was refereeing has kept me away from home so much, traveling, whether it's at the pro level, college level, regional level. To have your parents on hand in the stands, to have your wife and kids watching from the stands, being able to share that moment with them was pretty darn special. But appreciate the acknowledgement. It was a special night at Crew Stadium.
It was pretty special for me, sitting in the stands, seeing him. Hey, I know that guy.
We are underway. Dayton Dutch Lions with the opening kick in their orange, white shorts, orange socks, and they will be heading left to right across your screen. OKC, Oklahoma City, in the all-blue kit, shirt, shorts, socks, and OKC already with an attack into the Dayton zone. Shot is going to be pushed wide. It'll be a goal kick for Matt Williams. Andy, one note we might want to make here right off the bat. No stranger to these kinds of conditions here at Dayton Outpatient Center Stadium, but game time temperature 82 degrees, humidity level of almost 70%, makes it feel like it's 86 degrees out there. Fatigue probably going to be a factor at some point tonight for these guys.
Absolutely, and I don't think we'll be seeing any of the water breaks that we've been watching from World Cup, or just today I was watching Manchester United, and I guess Van Gaal insisted on a water break for his team up there in Denver, but it is pretty warm today. Not
a big fan of the preseason U.S. tour as Manchester United boss. Saw that comment in the news today. Throw in for the Dutch Lions. Long throw to Felix. Nice turn there to get out of some trouble. He's got a runner. Might be a touch offside, but the ball doesn't get through. Got an Oklahoma City player slow to get up on the other end. It was a beautiful turn, and I think it was Cruyff making the run on the left-hand side that you alluded to, and then the Vickers on this side, too, was also open, but the pass, unfortunately, didn't get through. I say, you recognize the coach for Oklahoma tonight, huh? Jimmy Nielsen, head coach for the OKC Energy, formerly of MLS, and there is a relationship between the Sporting Kansas City, KC, and OKC, and the head coach, Jimmy Nielsen, former goalkeeper of the year in MLS, and started and played every minute of every regular season game last year for Sporting KC. So he's gone right off the field. That's going to be an offside. Vickers just a step behind the defense. So he's jumped right off the field and onto the bench, and he leads the way for a first-year franchise that right now, if the season ended today, they'd be in playoff position. Yep. I know they had a very good start to the season, kind of tapered off a little bit, but still holding mid-table. Bader will restart off the Dutch Lions offside. Third minute just underway here. No score. Nice long ball. Shane Smith challenging for Dayton. Attempted to flick there. Oh, that's a giveaway. Dayton's in trouble now. Nice job to knock it away. It'll be OKC throw. Yep, we got lucky there. Friedman managed to get a toe to the ball. Madranda was going to take the throw, hands it off for Thomas, who gets it in play. Playing a two-man game there. Vickers applies the pressure. So last game we had one player on the opposition that didn't have a name on a shirt, and turned out he was first game for the team, so I understand that. Today it seems to be a mix and match of numbers with names and numbers without. We'll do our best to get through it as we go through this 90 minutes. Cruyff tracking back will blast that one away. deflected off OKC. It's going to be Dutch Lions goal kick. Williams will take it short. We'll play it centrally. Dayton still a little shaky in the back there, and they will give it away again. It'll be OKC throw. Taken quickly. Madranda on the left side. Tries to go through the legs. Friedman is able to knock it away. It'll be a throw-in. Restart taken quickly. OKC trying to get that early goal. I think the referee might have missed that one. Thought that went off a Dutch Lions player, but Dayton will get the throw.
We'll take it.
Referee tonight is Tony Crush. Assistant referee on the near side, Devin Blazik. Assistant referee on the far side, Adrian McDonald. And your fourth official tonight is Justin Greider.
And meet and greet with your favorite players from the Dutch Lions.
OKC on the attack. That's a nice job on the tackle there by Granger. And now with the header. Cruyff will bring that down. Loses possession. That's almost a giveaway. Felix is there, tripped up. No call from referee Tony Crush. Felix stays down. He is back up now. Thought Felix got clipped a little bit there.
Yep, I like Felix. A lot of hustle. He's the one that will attack the defenders when they're on the ball. Will not give them time and space.
We play on. OKC on the attack. Ball headed away by Matt Wyatt. We'll talk about Wyatt and a couple other of his Dutch Lions teammates a little bit later tonight as they had an eventful week. Williams with the long clearance. Header won there by Gareth Evans, anchoring that back line for OKC.
Friedman again on that sideline. He likes to run that sideline pretty tight.
Looks like we've got Granger and Wyatt kind of dropped centrally in the defense for Dayton as those outside backs look to make those runs forward. Felix, nice job bringing that down. Second time already today. He'll distribute wide to Cruyff. Cruyff looking to take a man on. Halfway, kind of thought he was going to cross that at first. Ended up being a shot. No problem for Bader on the save.
Yep, not the best shot I've seen. Unfortunate. I just think we should mention this time Mateus and Beckham both still injured and both out.
Unavailable today, not on the substitute list.
Which kind of puts Wyatt and Granger back there in that center D role.
Delas and Turriere in the midfield for Dayton. They'll swing it wide to Shane Smith. Smith looking to move forward, checking for options. Slip from the OKC attacker. Dayton now with a little bit of room to work. Walker at midfield with it. Vickers makes that slanting run. A little pressure from behind, not enough to draw the foul. Just a little bit to know he was there.
Walker seems to have dropped down back into the midfield more. It looks like Cruyff is the one pushed up on the far side. They are not quite the true three up front lineup that I expected to see when I saw the names on the list. Oklahoma now with a chance. Can take the long range shot, deflected off the back of Granger. Delas has it.
That was Delgado Davila with the shot. Deflected. And Dayton. For early on, teams kind of not waiting to feel each other out. They're going after it, both sides, as we have end-to-end action. Dayton now, Walker just outside the 18, cut towards the middle. He'll try one. It's blocked by Cruyff.
Yep, unfortunate again, and Walker throws his arms up in frustration, but he hit his own player.
Back the other way, Castro now, the other way for OKC. Will drop it. Plenty of numbers back for Dayton, as they won't give up the quick counterattack. And OKC will bring it back. Evans will reset. They will swing it to Hedrick. And it works its way back to Evans, this time with a little more time and space. He looks to go forward. So they've got Kyle Gregg, who's in the top 20 in scoring, leading scorer for OKC. He's in the box. Madranda tries a cross. It's knocked down. Madranda tries to cut back. Referee Tony Crush does not give the whistle that time. This time Madranda wanted the call.
That's a ball I saw last week, too. This outside, our right, their left. A lot of balls going there. Friedman, when he's going forward, hugs his touchline, but when he comes defensively, he seems to get sucked into the middle a bit more and open up that room.
Counterattack opportunity here for Dayton as they move forward quickly. OKC with some numbers back. That's a good ball. Felix on the end of it. Got a foot to it, just couldn't put it on target, but that's good stuff from Dayton here in the early going.
But Cruyff was running out of ideas. He seemed to be not knowing what to do, and then he accelerated, got the cross in, and it was good enough that Felix could get his foot to it.
And we're going to wait for a moment here. One of the OKC players has a problem with his shoe. So
and some shoe surgery on the far side.
Gives us an opportunity to mention that you'll find scores, stats, news, and more exclusively on USLProSoccer.com. Don't know about you, but that's where I go for all my pregame research.
When I have time, I do too.
There we go.
Good to see a decent crowd here tonight, actually. Better than it has been for the last week or so.
Coming out because tonight's the night. Tonight's the night they break it.
This is it.
Friedman with the throw. Dewey with the clearance. And OKC on the ball now. That's Schiffman in the midfield. We'll swing it wide. Gunderson on the far side. Turriere whistled for the foul there. OKC free kick.
It's interesting. Greg takes these late runs into the box. He lets other players get ahead of him, and he comes in behind. Joel DeLass picked him up that time, but he's not a out-and-out center forward with a center back on him. He waits, bides his time, and then tries to find space.
Very patient, picking his spots. And it has proven to be successful for Greg so far this season. As we mentioned earlier, he does lead OKC in scoring. That ball is headed clear.
It's a good win by Wyatt. Last week we lost a lot of headers in the air, and I don't know why, looking at the size of the teams, but that was a good win there by Wyatt.
I mentioned Kyle Gregg, 6 goals, 1 assist so far this year.
Fans, have you gotten your 50-50 raffle tickets yet? Head on down to the
Ball back in play, and that's going to be blasted free by Hedrick down the other end. Dayton there to bring it down. Shane Smith on the left side. It's a good ball forward to Cruyff. Cruyff will drop it back to Smith. Here comes the pressure. Ball's going to be out of play. Last touch by Shane. It'll be OKC throwing.
In case you're wondering, too, I talked to Coach Sid before the game. Eli just give him some time off, give him a chance to take a break. So.
Would not be shocked if. Well, absolutely. Actually, no. I was going to say he's not nope. Listed on the substitute list as well, so we will not see Eli Garner tonight. Eli, along with Brock Granger, leading the league, 20 appearances so far, so leads the league in games played. So definitely due for a break.
Yes, and games coming thick and fast.
Especially at the rate that he plays, and he goes all out, long runs, up and down the field. Evans with the ball long down that right side. Wide comes over, takes out the OKC. Referee's going to give advantage there. OKC still on it. There's a shot deflected. Madranda with a second one. It goes up and over. And Wyatt's going to get at least a talking to on this, as that foul was tactical in nature. Ended up with a nasty-looking landing for the OKC attacker.
Yep, Wyatt undercut him as he was in the air, and he came down face first. Looked like he hit his head or his face on the ground. Shook him up pretty hard. He is still down. Surprised they haven't allowed the trainer to come. Nope, he's got himself
they're
up.
Going to hold the trainer as the player's up. Referee Tony Crush, I think, is just going to provide a lecture right now for Wyatt. But do notice, I think he's used his allotment for the evening.
Nope.
We'll restart with Dutch Lions goal kick. Matt Williams ready to set this one back into play.
Lucky he didn't get a yellow card on that one. Could quite easily.
Don't think the intent was there for it to be that nasty, but the outcome, he did take a very awkward
I agree.
landing.
I think he was definitely full charge to get the ball, but the way he undercut the other player is very dangerous and can lead to a bad injury if he lands incorrectly.
I think Gunderson's still shaking off the effects of that. He's made it back to his right back position, but still shaking off the effects. Switch of fields, Wyatt, but doesn't hit it hard enough. Gunderson appears to have recovered as he steals that and starts the attack. He gets it back. The other side of midfield, Shane Smith trying to catch him. Dayton doing a good job here on the transition thus far.
So you have to give credit to the surface. I mean, the way he came down hard. I mean, I think a couple of years back that might have been a lot more serious, but
absolutely,
the field a lot more forgiving now. It's a nice field they have here.
Stands up Madranda. Madranda looks like he's just itching to use that speed to get around Friedman a couple of times, and Friedman has been bodying him up and not allowing him to round the corner.
So far, a free-flowing game. It's not bottled up in the midfield like some do.
Wyatt to Walker. Walker will give it to Granger. Granger looking forward. Chips that ball forward. Friedman on the run. Blasted away by Hedrick. It'll be Dutch Lions throw. Quickly restarted. Vickers has it. Looking across. There's a header just wide by Felix there, and that's great stuff. Dayton taking advantage of the quick restart from the throw.
Yep, that was nice because the defender came across with emphasis, and Dayton didn't give him a chance to even get back on the field. They were like, let's kick the ball.
Got Dewey up in the air, and that created the lane for Vickers to slot that ball through. Felix on the end of it just pushed it wide.
Perhaps should have done better.
Fans visit the USL Pro fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/USL Pro. 15 minutes in the books here at Dayton Outpatient Center Stadium. We're still 0-0. Both teams having opportunities. Not have paid off yet. Felix gets the ball from Cruyff, tries to return it. Back heel that didn't really have much of a chance. OKC gets the ball back. Little foul there as Walker clips Thomas's heels, and we're back in play quickly. Madranda.
Yeah, I prefer to see Walker going forward more. I'm not sold yet that he's a midfield tackler, ball winner, but he's trying. He's definitely trying hard.
Long ball intended for Greg. Friedman heads it back. Madranda, now he finds Greg. Greg will drop it. Nice little bit of footwork there. And a foul. Turriere breaks through it and is still going.
Cruyff now on the far side.
Castro chased Turriere down, but Dutch Lions still on it. Cruyff into the box, several step overs. And Gunderson not buying any of them. It'll be a throw in for Dayton.
Cruyff's pulling out the tricks, but unfortunately the defender seeing through most of them.
Solid defense there from Gunderson. You've seen many a defender lunge at any of those step overs, but Gunderson stood his ground.
Wyatt coming up to give his long throw.
He will launch it.
I think Felix will be the target.
He will go short. Felix on the target. Knocked free by OKC. It's going to be Dayton's first corner kick of the evening.
Every corner isn't a goal. Every corner isn't a goal. Remember? Remember reverse psychology.
Dayton looking to play short, and they do. Vickers now will whip a ball into the 18. Headed free there by Greg. All the way clear to Shane Smith. And I think they're going to call Cruyff there with the foul as he held one of the players. Ball was harmlessly sailing to Shane Smith, so don't really understand why that foul. It's going to be, I think, impeding as we're going to restart with an indirect free kick for OKC.
You know, I just realized I don't see the Dutch Legion as I recognize them. I'm used to seeing a group with their banners and their flags.
It is awfully quiet down there tonight.
And yeah, there was nothing going on the corner. I heard somebody say that every corner is a goal, but I didn't hear the fans. So interesting.
Okay. Kind of lonely here. Nobody manning the West Carrollton Pirates ship over in the far corner either. So
no, yet we seem to have our bigger crowds for the last 3 or 4 games. So interesting. New tactic, maybe, by the Lions.
There we go.
Less pressure on the players.
That's well taken down there by Dewey. Dewey gets it to Madranda. Madranda tries to find Greg. Friedman is there step for step. Should be a battle here at the end line. Greg not really interested in going through his back. Friedman rides it out. We'll start with a goal kick.
So far, fairly even game. I can't say one team's any better than another, though Dayton has had more shots on goal so far, which is a positive.
And if bench demeanor is any indication, you can tell the team that is in the playoff hunt right now, or in playoff position, Jimmy Nielsen looks pretty relaxed and casual on the end of the OKC bench. Just another Saturday night.
Oh, is that what happened?
Saturday night in Dayton. What more could you ask for?
You know, that's probably why he took this job. High boot, no call there, as Felix was contesting for that ball. OKC will reshuffle it. Hedrick and Evans, central backs for OKC.
Just playing it patiently out of the back, looking for the openings. The Lions holding the line fairly well.
Long ball. Nicely run down there by Brock Granger, as Castro couldn't get to it in time. Ball back to Williams. Williams will play that one long, but didn't really have a lot of time to set himself, and as a result, it goes out of play. And again, OKC in the back. Evans will ship it all the way back to Bader.
Dewey and Hedrick and Evans seem very comfortable on the ball when they're passing it around. Vickers there, gets the ball, looking for support. Cruyff far side, that's where the ball goes. Shane Smith making the overlap run. Patient build up by the Lions. And unfortunately cut out. KC now, OKC.
Energy looking very comfortable in the back once they've got possession, but really hasn't translated to much in the battle at midfield, as actually probably the last 10 minutes Dayton has had the better of the attacking opportunities. Long ball launched forward. Wyatt with the first header. Granger ends up with it at his feet. Turrier turns and has time. Finds DeLass. DeLass sending a run. Vickers had started his run forward and then came back for it, and DeLass sent it long.
Positive sign, even more fans streaming into the game.
Nice
Must have heard us on the internet and coming here to see the game now.
There we go. Granger on the heels, and a very quick yellow card there from referee Tony Crush. Brock Granger, and Andy, you and I were talking about this before the game, and we like the hard-nosed style of play from Brock Granger.
Yes.
Do you think that reputation is maybe getting around the league, that he's hard-nosed?
That's quite possible.
It seemed like that card came out of nowhere.
Yes, I didn't see anything previously that would get a warning. I don't know if he's gotten confused with Wyatt earlier with the other challenge, but Brock didn't seem to have done anything to warrant that. That was I'm not going to say it wasn't a foul. He caught him, but it's one of those fouls you see 30 or 40 times a game, but you don't see 30 or 40 yellow cards for.
Yep. Be curious to find out what the thought process was there. Because a simple clip across the heels. Now I understand Greg, the leading scorer, so AKA star player for OKC, but again, that challenge seemed innocent enough.
Yes, it did.
Thought the decision there to go yellow was a little bit harsh.
Well, I saw Joel have a long chat with the referee, and Sid's up on his feet. He was talking to the fourth official, so I know they were both upset with that call. And of course, dangerous with Brock being the main man in the back and having to make those challenges already on a yellow card.
Greg there gets away with a little bit of a push off. No call. That's a hot ball back to Williams, and he does a nice job bringing that down. Vickers now will start the attack the other way. Turrier turns in the midfield. Has Cruyff left side. That's a great ball. Cruyff has it on the run. He's looking to get into the 18. He cuts inside, takes a right-footed shot. It's saved by Bader. Good stuff from the Dayton Dutch Lions there. Great counterattack. It all started with goalkeeper Matt Williams. A fantastic play with the feet.
Yep, Sid was clapping that one up on his feet, clapping. Vickers and Felix both made good runs, are both available too, but I can't fault Cruyff for taking the opportunity that came up.
Granger wins the tackle there. Vickers comes away with it. Walker tried to slip it to Turrier. It's blocked. Nice job there. DeLass now takes a knock from behind, stays on it. Back to Walker, just outside the 18. Walker is stripped there by Hedrick.
Tried to play it with the outside of his foot. A little flick pass, didn't come off.
Madranda plays it square. Greg now in the midfield. DeLass is there to take it away. DeLass gets clipped by Greg, no call. Granger now gives it away to Madranda. OKC goes the other way. Wyatt will beat Greg to it. Williams with the feed again.
Seems like the Lions just picked up the tempo a little bit, putting OKC under some pressure.
Well, thus far, I don't think Dayton's been the recipient of any beneficial calls so far.
No.
Evans plays in the midfield. Gunderson keeps that in. Felix will come pressure. Evans has no choice but to send it long. Nice flick there.
It's almost like Joel DeLasso's fired up from that call, because whereas Brock's having to step back a little bit on his challenges, Joel's definitely been hitting the challenges a little bit harder now. So momentum picking up for the Lions.
Friedman, long switch looking for Cruyff. Gunderson gets there this time, and that ball will come down. Delgado Davila in the midfield for OKC.
Gotta be careful. They're leaving Miranda open on this side. Friedman, I think, just realized it and popped over. We expect to see that crossfield ball at any time.
Yep. Friedman tracking farther towards the middle. Definitely need to be careful of the big switch.
Yep, Vickers
Cruyff does a nice job there, picks the pocket. Desperation tackle there by Davila. Takes it away. Dayton will drop it back to Matt Williams. Fans, make sure to follow at USL Pro on Twitter for all the latest updates. 25 minutes completed. Still 0-0. Dayton and OKC.
But 5 shots out of Dayton already, so good first 25.
Opportunities have been there, and they've not been afraid to go forward. They've done a great job so far. And frankly, over the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes, Dayton's had the better of action.
Mm-hmm. The Oklahoma subs are actually up and warming up already, so interesting. One point earlier, I thought the tempo was dying down. I wonder if it was the heat getting to the players, but since then the Lions have stepped it up, and now Oklahoma just trying to get back in the game, get a rhythm going. Ball played forward through to Greg. Greg holds it up on the edge of the area. Oklahoma closed down quickly by the Lions. Castro trying to feed it through, but Shane reads it. Oh, but a poor touch. Leaves his player short, but Shane gets it back. Now Cruyff on the outside.
Ball was already out. He wasn't able to save it. And Evans will take that throw for OKC. OKC on the second game of a Eastern swing. They were middle of the week in Harrisburg. And I assume that's going to be an all-bus trip, because I saw the bus outside, so I don't know that they flew out here. So
yeah, I'm not sure. It didn't look the most comfortable bus either. So hopefully that takes a toll.
Lions catching them on the second game of the week could prove to be a factor as we get into the later stages of this match, as the heat and humidity are still here. Seems like a recurring theme here at home this year. That ball long launched into the box by Gunderson. Harmlessly out for a goal kick for Dayton.
So had the opportunity at midweek to go up to the Columbus Crew and watch them play Crystal Palace in a friendly, and all of the Lions players from the Crew played that game, at least one half. And it was a great opportunity to see some of these guys up against the EPL stars from Crystal Palace.
3 of the starters for Dayton, Matt Walker, Matt Wyatt, and Ross Friedman all made their debuts for the Columbus Crew on Tuesday night. Game ended up in a 2-2 draw. And reports are, and you can confirm this, that Matt Walker was quite impressive.
Absolutely was.
Second half.
He came in, he was the spark for Columbus. He was playing up front, maybe a little bit to the right-hand side, but willing to take on players, got around some players. Definitely played the ball through to Schoenberg one time, another ex-Lion. Schoenberg having the opportunity to shoot, decided to pass to Palladini, and it was stripped from him. But definitely Walker made a good impression. I thought Wyatt, he came on maybe for 15 minutes at the very end. Looked solid enough, didn't make any mistakes, and towards the very end, saw the coach telling him to get one-on-one with Marianne Shamak, ex-Arsenal player, plays for Crystal Palace. And he was man-marking him at the very end of the game, so that was pretty good.
Can't beat that kind of experience.
Yeah, the other one that had a rough game, I think, a little bit was Friedman, and I don't know it was his fault as much as he was I'll hold off for a second here as the ball
Great
comes
ball
across.
in. Vickers, the defensive help came. He's bodied up there by Dewey. No call. Sid Van Drunen up off the bench pleading his case to the fourth official. Your opinion there, Andy? Stand-up defense?
I think it looked worse than it was. I mean, he definitely did a 360, turned around and ran into the player. So I can't fault the defender for holding his position on that one.
Ball back in Dayton's possession again. Cruyff and Smith on the left sideline. Smith sends one into the box, headed free, but right to Friedman. Friedman takes a couple steps forward. He'll have a crack at it, a bending ball.
Nice shot.
Bader on the save.
I say Russ was probably the one that had the roughest of the three when he was out on the field. And Gehrig, the defender there, the experience, was telling him to do one thing. The coach was shouting at him to do something. And then I think Palladini was also getting on his case. Poor Ross was getting kind of tugged around and wasn't feeling confident where he was and what he was supposed to be doing. So
information overload.
I think so. I mean, your first game, big crowd, playing against a top team, and then you got 2 or 3 people all telling you what to do. It's tough.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But great experience for these guys, and I mean, they held their own against the EPL, so here, let's see them do something against OKC.
Nice ball to Madranda. Madranda brings it down right in front of the Dayton bench. Drops it to Dewey. Dewey down the left touchline. Knocked clear by Granger.
I should give a shout out there, too, to Aaron Schoenfield and Kevon George, who provided tickets for their teammates to come watch the game, and yours truly got one of those, too. So
very nice.
Very nice. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Kevon.
Andy, turning into the high roller here.
No, I'm just too poor to buy one.
VIP. Get to go to the hospitality tent pregame?
Maybe if Dan had shown up early enough to get the tickets for us, but we got in time for the game.
Turriere wins a tackle. Walker now gets it to Cruyff. Cruyff is going to be flagged for the offside. That's unfortunate.
Close.
We don't have the proper angle here at midfield.
Sid asked very nicely the fourth official what he thought of that play.
Yeah. Very close, but the flag did go up. Davila gets it to Castro. Castro gets it to the right side. Greg waiting for the ball in the middle. Didn't come to him. Felix wins the tackle. Dayton can go quickly. They go 4-on-4. Felix going right at the heart of the defense. Nice cut inside. Still has it on his foot. Now it's cleared away. Beat the first one. Second defender was able to get there.
Yep. Walker made the run in front of him. Actually pulled the defender over, which allowed him some space.
Oh, that's a bad tackle there.
Oh. I think that was more of a hop.
Okay.
I disagree with you on that one, Doug.
I reacted to the player's reaction.
But he got up pretty quick, didn't he? Should also mention Ben Sweat got a game, too.
Yes, he
up
did.
There at the Crew. So it was good to see a lot of the players there. Stuver, the goalkeeper, as well, was up there. So.
Turriere has it for Dayton. Cruyff will have Smith making the overlapping run. Cruyff launches it to the near side. Dewey, the only one there, brings that down. Schiffman in the middle, now to Greg, now to Madranda. Madranda's been very active here in the first half hour on this left side for OKC. Now goes to the middle of the field, gets it to Castro. Nice tackle there by Vickers tracking back. Williams will launch it forward. Felix, and there's a pretty nasty collision. Felix, Walker, and Hedrick, I believe, for OKC, all involved in that.
Yeah. I think Walker came out the worst off just because of the forward momentum of the OKC players. He hit him.
Yeah, I think Felix got a piece of Hedrick, and then Hedrick went full bore into Matt Walker.
Yeah. I thought first they might have clashed heads, but I think
both players holding their heads.
I'm sure it is. I don't know if you noticed, our trainer is on crutches down there. Apparently that's a longboarding accident, so she'll be in a boot for 3 weeks. And was hoping the doc would be the one that gets on the field to make sure the players are okay, and apparently she talked him into that. So
Walker is up, and now Hedrick is up as well. Hedrick is going to, I think, come off, at least initially.
I think Walker needs to, too, doesn't he? Walker got some treatment. He needs to come off as well.
Yep.
The referee going to talk to the fourth official. Maybe some discussion.
That's what he saw, yep. And it looked like most definitely a chain reaction. Walker just waiting for the ball to come down, and all of a sudden Hedrick is right in his face, courtesy of Felix. So
Yep.
Again, no attempt to injure anybody or anything there. Just
Walker, one of the smaller guys on the team. Ball was high in the air. Felix, one of the taller guys, decided no, that was his ball. Came in. Hedrick somewhere between the two.
I think after that, they're going to call the foul on Hedrick, so it's going to be a Dayton free kick.
You think this is going to be a normal free kick or give the ball back? Nope, they're holding on to it.
We're in because result of a foul, so
Yeah.
they're going to play. And referee Tony Crush will wave Matt Walker and Cyprian Hedrick back on the field. And we are back at even strength for both teams. 35th minute of play here at Dayton Outpatient Center Stadium. We're still 0-0.
Have you noticed the new scoreboard? I mean, it's
I did.
beautiful. It's easy
Very
to
sharp.
read.
Very sharp.
Looks nice.
And I'm enjoying still just the soccer markings on the field right now. I know it's only a matter of time before those football lines come on.
I asked that specific question earlier, and they said Tuesday you'll start seeing football markings
so
on
next
there.
week we will probably see those.
Yep.
So I knew it was coming eventually.
My question was, are they going to be white or yellow? And
That is a good question.
Sid said they were going to be yellow, and I said that's interesting because I don't think the football guys like that.
Turrier wins the tackle. Felix now triple teamed here and still gets out of that. Beautiful piece of footwork there by Felix.
His confidence has definitely been improved. I hate to say since Schoenfeld left, but he's getting the time on the field, and he's starting to feel more comfortable out there.
I think that's what it takes, is that comfort level, just getting some actual playing time minutes. It's different getting that time in practice, in training, but to get that in real live competition, Turrier needed to hit that ball just a little bit harder.
Yep.
But yeah, Felix has looked very impressive tonight. Gotten on the end of a couple of crosses and has done a great job getting out of traffic.
Yes.
Ball chipped forward. Wyatt will win that foot race to get there as he beat Thomas to the ball. Dayton again with control. That ball sent over to the OKC bench. Due will have the throw.
Here's a nice breeze. I'm just looking at that corner flag down there. Seems to be flapping pretty hard.
Players are probably welcoming that breeze. And again, we mentioned hot, humid. DeLass called for the foul there as he comes across the heels there of Davila. Fans Nike's a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. 10 minutes till halftime. We are still scoreless. Both teams looking to get on the scoreboard here. Gunderson will take the free kick for OKC. They've sent their bigger players into the box, hoping to get on the end of this. Granger, I believe, gets on the end of that. Nice header to clear it free. Smith looking for Cruyff. Cruyff can't come down with it. Ball sent forward there by Schiffman. Thomas on the end of that. Couldn't get there. Wyatt will clear.
I wasn't sure about Shane's ball at first, but looked like Cruyff just misread it in the air, had an opportunity to get it.
Yeah, I think that took it didn't take the bounce I think Cruyff was expecting on that. And as a result, it allowed the OKC defense to get there first. Cruyff has done a decent job with those runs up the left side today. He's been dangerous once he's got into the box.
Yep.
Quick throw to Felix. A nice turn as he goes around Evans. Evans pulls him down. That's on the attack. Referee Tony Crush is going to halt the proceedings here. Kind of on the line as far as whether that's a tactical foul requiring a card or not.
Well, I have to go back to the yellow card we got earlier for Brock. It's like some of these other challenges look to me a little bit more worthy.
Nonetheless, Dayton with the ball back in play. Granger to Friedman. Friedman looking right side. Vickers will make that run. Tried to flick it back to Walker. Ended up flicking it off his own leg and out of play. OKC with the restart. OKC knocking it around, content to do that in the middle of the field right now. Their venture forward, and Wyatt's on the end of that. Turrier, and for about the third time recently, Turrier with lots of room in the midfield. That's a good ball to Vickers. Hits him on that touchline. Nice job coming over there.
Yep.
Referee Tony Crush is going to call the foul there. Vickers did have the foot up a little bit.
I think he was legitimately so, though.
Dewey kind of rushed into that tackle, though.
Yep, and he didn't seem too concerned when he came into that challenge chest high.
Greg with the arms flailing there as he was the target man. Kind of giving a little bit back to the Dayton defender.
That's where I look at the other player. I mean, yes, the foot was high, but he was playing the ball. The defender comes into him, didn't ask for a foul, didn't look like he reacted to anything, and yet still got the kick.
I think we're on the same page when we will sum it up as interesting foul selection thus far tonight. Felix, nice job to win that header. He'll get another chance, gets a push in the back, and gets the call. And Turrier wants to take it quickly. Referee Tony Crush says it's not from the exact blade of grass. Bring it back.
Yeah. That's why I would never want to be a referee. So, Doug, my hat's off to you. Award winner. Top referee.
I've seen Tony work many games. Good, solid referee. Was a national referee. Still is, and was at the time I was. So, good referee.
At least he's smiling.
He is smiling, and that's part of the job.
It is.
On your worst day, to keep that good attitude, keep that positive attitude.
As a player, I love the referees that talk to you during the game. It humanizes everything, and you understand what they're thinking, and it just makes for a better game all around.
Yeah. Nice ball in. Madranda is there to pick up the loose ends there. I was teaching entry-level referee class this morning, and that was one of the last things I told them. It was their last class before they get. They're now ready to go out and try their hand at refereeing. And one of the things I told them, communication skills is probably one of the best things you can develop, because you got to communicate with the players, you got to communicate with the coaches at times, administrators, assigners, the whole thing. So. Developing those communication skills is vital for anybody that wants to, and not just in refereeing, but in life. So
there's nothing worse than the referee that makes the call and doesn't talk to you, and you're trying to guess what he's thinking.
Absolutely.
I love the ones that run by and say, "I saw that. I let it go. Next time you're going to call it," or
Felix double team. That's a good hard tackle.
I like Felix. He just gets back up. I mean, he's been knocked around. He throws his body in there, but he just gets on with the game.
Walker and Friedman moving it around. Thomas chasing. Now Friedman. He was going to switch fields. Madranda stuck a foot in and got in the way. Final 5 here before halftime. Both teams looking to get that first goal. Ball floats down to Walker. Walker tries to take on a couple of defenders. Hedrick strips him of it. Now they're going to switch fields for Greg. Greg and Granger in a race for this ball. Greg gets into it first. Granger tries to body him off it. Greg is now in behind him with the shot and the goal. 42nd minute. OKC gets on the board. Their leading scorer, Kyle Gregg.
And you have to think in Granger's mind is, I can't do much about this without getting a call. I'm having to let it go. If he hadn't had that early yellow card, he may have tried pushing a little harder or stepping in front of him. Disappointing because statistically, Dayton been the better team. On the field, it was more 50-50 just by watching it. But
it's been one of the better 45 minutes we've seen from a Dutch Lions team so far at home this year. And to again, give one up so late, very tough.
Actually, similar to last week, it was Brock that got muscled over on a breakaway similar to that, and they scored, and I know he was very frustrated about it. He's one of those players that takes it hard. So.
Not sure who served that long ball up, if it was Gunderson or somebody else over on the other side. We'll try and get that for you at halftime, the note on the assist. But nonetheless, we are at 1-0 OKC. Got about 4 minutes. Nice tackle there from referee Tony Crush as he takes Walker out.
I think that clip was worse than Brock's.
He may come back after the play and caution himself. Felix in the box, muscled off the ball there by Evans. No call, and the hometown crowd not a fan of Tony Crush's work here in the first half.
No, to be fair, Felix was leaning over hard. I don't think he could have got there without the nudge. So.
I agree with that. And that's Evans stating his case to a couple of Dutch Lions players there, saying, hey, just kind of shoulder to shoulder, body him off it. Again, Dayton looking dangerous going forward, have nothing to show for it as of yet. Joel DeLass being chased there by Castro. Gets it out to Cruyff on the left side.
Shane Smith well in advanced position there. Overlap Cruyff still staying forward. Walker, nice turn. Come back inside to Turriere. Vickers now on the outside making a run. Friedman.
Friedman trying to take it right side. Last touched.
Ooh.
Last touched by Dayton, I guess. It'll be.
Not sure I saw that
throw.
at all.
Nor did Sid, nor did the home fans.
To be fair, the referee went with his assistant. The assistant very quick to indicate it was going that way.
Fans, every USL Pro regular season and playoff game will stream live on YouTube in 2014. Features include DVR, chat, and social media interactivity. Subscribe for free to the Dayton Dutch Lions YouTube channel today.
Cruyff again on that far side. Shane Smith making the overlap run. Gets the ball this time. Force wide, but
Wins
corner.
The corner kick. So Dayton trying to threaten here. 1 minute of the first half plus any injury time, and we will have a little bit. We've had a couple of stoppages.
So 30. You were teaching me this the other day. 30 seconds for a goal, 30 seconds for a yellow card. Plus we had some injuries, so it should be 2 minutes by my reckoning.
2 minutes, yeah. That's wow. I wish the referee class I was actually teaching picked it up that well.
I may have been around the game longer than some of those guys have been around.
Corner swung in. Felix still there. There's a shot. Oh! Just wide. It's going to be another corner kick for Dayton. We'll take a look at that replay, hopefully. But that was a great effort. I didn't think there was any chance he was going to get to have that shot get away.
It was nice. I think the keeper did just get a hand to it at the very last second.
That's a great effort, both by Felix to get that shot off and Bader with a big save. Otherwise, we're tied.
It's the first time he's really had to stretch for something, and he made it.
Short corner. Friedman will now serve it far side of the box. Granger, he gets crushed from behind. No call.
That was pretty hard into the middle of the back, I thought.
He's very adamant now. Sid's up off the bench again. Williams sends it long as we are in injury time now.
We have some very vocal fans here tonight. I can hear them complaining.
Maybe the Orange Legion snuck in while we weren't watching. Turriere to Vickers. Vickers tries to cross it. Douay's in the way of that one. DeLass now has it. Looking forward. Nice little chip. Felix can't get there. Turriere takes it down again. Goes left side to Cruyff. Cruyff brings that down. Nice cross. This time to Vickers. Vickers gets ahead on it. He's the last to touch it. It's going to be goal kick OKC.
Yeah, unfortunately, smallest player for us was the one trying to win that header at the back post.
From one of the bigger players for OKC.
Yep.
So we finished 1 minute of injury time. So, Andy, I think you're spot on. Well done. We'll get you in a referee jersey yet.
Scary thought. Not sure my teammates would agree with me.
Bader on the goal kick. Greg wins the header, flips it forward. Castro can't get there before. Granger clears it back to Williams. Davila drops it back to Gunderson. Gunderson there to Schiffman. Greg was in offside position, came back for it, very close. By the time we looked up, he looked good, but I'm pretty sure he was off when it was played through.
The flag definitely went up. I think when the whistle blew, I saw a big reaction from the bench. I think they thought it was halftime, but just time here, I think,
should be just about there. Williams will get this restarted, and we could be just about done. Long ball to Cruyff. Dayton might have one more shot. Cruyff turns the corner. Needs to whip this one in quickly. Gunderson stands him up again. Gunderson, solid job. Cruyff with the cross. It rolls to Bader, and that'll do it for the first 45.
I think the better choice was Smith behind him. If he could have rolled it back, could have got across into the box. But actually, not a bad performance by the Lions. A lot more energy, contesting the ball better. Unfortunate breakaway goal.
45 minutes in the books here at Dayton Outpatient Center Stadium. Score is OKC Energy 1, Dayton Dutch Lions 0. Andy and I will be back after the break to break down the first half action and get you ready for second half play.
10,220 erupt.
There's a company the Miami Valley can count on to shed light on new ways to conserve, to help empower our region, to help take the first steps into the future. Our rebates on new air conditioners and heat pumps, discounts on CFLs, and free refrigerator recycling are just a few ways you can save both money and energy. Tomorrow starts today with DP&L.
Having fun at the supermarket is one thing. Making time to do it is another. That's why Dr. Sears suggests Step 9. Add a whole food-based supplement to the family diet.
There's no substitute for just wholesome, real, whole foods. The fact is, children have erratic eating habits, and we don't live in an ideal world.
That's why Dr. Sears recommends Juice Plus to his patients.
The difference about Juice Plus is from 17 different fruits and vegetables. all conveniently packaged in a little capsule. Many vitamins, many minerals, and many phytonutrients, all those acting together. Even though Juice Plus comes in a capsule and could be perceived as a pill, it really belongs in the skills model because Juice Plus helps the body muster up its own internal medicine. The fruits and vegetables in Juice Plus are natural phytos, those phytonutrients we talk about, the immune boosters. Juice Plus is like an insurance policy to make sure you get the necessary or optimal level of all these immune boosters. I found out about Juice Plus through my wife. I was recovering from colon cancer. And one night after chemotherapy and radiation, I sat down at the table and my wife shows me these 4 little capsules, 2 pink and 2 green. I said, Martha, what are these? And she said, never mind, just take them. So I simply took them. But being a doctor, I said, I got to find out what's in these capsules. So I started studying about Juice Plus. And I looked at the science of Juice Plus, reputable journals showing how much healthier people are after taking Juice Plus. And then I thought, if it helps me, I want my whole family to take it. And then I started using it in our pediatric practice, and I noticed the health differences. One of the things that impressed me about Juice Plus is how well researched it is. Many companies spend a lot on advertising and not very much on basic research. Juice Plus was just the opposite. Little on advertising, a lot on research. As a doctor, that impressed me. And what really impressed me is the effects I've seen in my pediatric practice. I would take children who were sick all the time, who had terrible eating habits, and put them on Juice Plus, and then moms would come in maybe a year later and say, the reason, Dr. Bill, you haven't seen us so often is because my child is so much healthier after taking Juice Plus. Parents would say, you know, Dr. Bill, something surprisingly happened. When my child started taking Juice Plus, my child would eat more fruits and vegetables. I said, wow, that's interesting. So back to the books. Why? I was curious. Why would children willingly eat more fruits and vegetables after taking Juice Plus? And I found it's the old concept of metabolic programming. It's like you're giving the child all these fruits and vegetables, and the body says, wow, that's good for me. Give me more.
Western Ohio Graphics is a full-service commercial printing, advertising, and fulfillment company. From concept to delivery, we can provide over 800,000 in printable advertising specialty products and over 100,000 non-printed products. We can also print full-color banners, posters, and large format signage to meet your specific needs. Call Western Ohio Graphics today at 937-335-8769. Your quality printing source for tangible media.
And we are back ready for second half action here at Dayton Outpatient Center Stadium. First half score, OKC Energy 1, Dayton Dutch Lions 0. And Dayton Dutch Lions are out on the field ready to go. The visitors a little bit tardy coming from the locker room, but we should be set to kick it off for second half action here very shortly. Andy, good second half, or good first half by both teams. Dayton unfortunate to give up that one late.
Yes, nice open game. Dayton actually ahead on stats. I had them with 6 shots compared to just 2 from Oklahoma City. Fortunately, one of those 2 was in the back of the net. Fouls even, 3-3. Corners again, Dayton ahead, 3-0 on corners. But I have to go back to that one yellow card early on for Brock Granger, and unfortunately Brock was the one that was muscling for the ball there just before the goal, and I would have to think he was a little bit less vigorous in his challenge than he may have been had he not had the yellow card.
It looks like we're going to have at least one substitution to start here in the second half.
Looks like number 17, Paul Wyatt, the midfield player for OKC. Just cursory look across the Lions. I think it's the same as the starting lineup coming out.
Yeah, it looks like no changes for Dayton and OKC. Let's see who he's going to replace here.
If it's a 1-for-1 on the midfield, then let's see.
And they've already pulled. OKC has already pulled off the player, so I'm not. We'll try and get a gauge on who is not there.
Delgado's there. Is that a card?
He just issued a yellow card. Referee Tony Crush. And
was that tardiness coming on the field? He was the last one that came out.
The only thing that's exactly what that was. That's the only thing I could attribute that to, is that they were so late coming out of the locker room. I don't know if that's the last player, if that's the captain.
Yeah, but the coach just coming out, shrugged his hands in the air like, what the heck? But I think that may have been that the team was late coming on the field, and he was the last player to come on the field, and I think he was carded for that.
Michael Thomas picks up the yellow.
I see Madranda and Thomas. I see Del Castro. Schifferman's out there. Is it Castro that came out, maybe?
Yes, it is Castro that's
Number
off.
25 that came off.
because Wyatt is in the spot that Castro was usually in there, up in the attack. And we are underway here, second half.
Nice flick.
Nice flick from Felix to Vickers. Vickers right side as he waits for Dayton to bring numbers up before he tries a cross, and it's poked away there by Dewey.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You can see him looking and looking and holding and waiting for that cross, but nobody was making that drive to the box.
For number 25, Javier Castro.
So Castro's evening has been confirmed. It was Castro that came off. And already, if you're late back from the refrigerator to stock up on snacks for the second half, you missed a yellow card. Felix now has it at his feet in the area. Ball's blocked. It's going to be a corner kick. Hedrick with the clearance. But yeah, in case you missed it, it was before even live action started. We mentioned the Oklahoma City team was late coming out from the locker room, and as a result, whether it's delaying the restart of the game, it's either delaying the restart of the game or unsporting behavior, but between the two, yellow card picked up by Michael Thomas for OKC.
And the coach now, you see talking with the number 4 official there, a little upset now.
Corner kick taken there. They had the short option, elected to whip it in. OKC clears. Madranda will send it long, try and get his team out and get their shape back. Williams comes way out of his net to play that. Nicely done. Vickers jumps in, can't get it. Now it's to Felix. Felix takes a little knock. Not enough to merit a call. Gunderson will drop it to Evans. Now in the midfield, that's Schiffman with a high ball to Dewey. Thomas, recipient of the pre-second half yellow card. Granger wins a header. DeLass, captain, has it on his foot, now gets it to Walker. Walker will run at the OKC defense. Ball pops free. Felix does his best to keep it alive, but OKC comes back the other way with it. Gunderson now will pick this up. He'll drop it for Davila.
I notice Wyatt, the player that came on for KC, has been playing more forward out of the midfield more. So I don't know if they're trying to push 2 up on the defense.
Long ball intended for Gregg. Smith knocks the header free. DeLass mishandles it. Now it's coming back the other way. Wyatt taking on Smith. Gets into the 18. Tries to cross. Gets it there. Gregg's right there. Back heel.
Ooh.
Nice defense there by Dayton. Narrowly avoiding giving up a second one. Ball kept in there by Cruyff. Nice job. Still dancing along the touchline. Evans drops it back. Bader will give it to Hedrick.
Go to www.netedgetraining.com today to find out more. That's www.netedgetraining.com.
I think both goalkeepers have been playing the ball outside the box more in the first few minutes than they did all the first half.
Bader launches it long. Wyatt flicks it to Gregg. Tries to get it back to Wyatt. Wyatt goes through Wyatt's back a little bit.
Another solid game, though, for Wyatt. He doesn't get flustered too easily.
Could get a little confusing here. Paul Wyatt for OKC.
Wyatt on Wyatt.
Matt Wyatt for DDL. Ball to Cruyff.
Oh.
Gunderson gets there first. Good idea, just didn't hit it with enough pace. Cruyff now will hit Davila from behind.
Cruyff guilty there, waiting on the ball instead of going to the ball. Moving forward now, KC. Gregg makes a run. Wyatt makes a run. Out to Gregg. And Granger comes in to clear up.
Throw in for OKC. Davila to Gregg. Back to Davila. Davila, his pass intercepted by Walker. Walker gets it stripped. They're going to call a foul from behind there. Davila's going to plant himself right in front of the free kick that DeLass is trying to take, but Walker a little slow to get up, so Dayton will use the time. Cruyff with a little bit of space, making his run up the left side. Here comes Gunderson. Cruyff gets around and baited him into that one nicely. Now Cruyff with the cross, looking for Felix. There's the header. It's on frame. Bader corrals it for OKC. Good stuff there from Dayton. Great job by Cruyff there to bait Gunderson into that tackle.
Beautiful. If that header was any stronger, it would have been in the corner. I realize we're having some internet issues here. I think we had a vid blaster block in the center of the screen, and we're just trying to get that cleared up. But as that game goes on, hopefully you can still hear us, and we'll keep the commentary going.
I haven't done radio in a long time, so I'll do my best to paint the picture. Gunderson right side for OKC. Smith pokes that away. Turriere gets it and turns in the middle of the field. He eludes a tackle, gets it to Walker. Walker, now Dayton has numbers. They can do something here. Walker going at the heart of the defense. Will give it left side. And that's a nice tackle there from Evans. He stops a great counterattack there from Dayton.
Yep, 4-on-3. Cruyff was on the left-hand side open. Walker tried to play it through to him, just a little late on the touch, and OKC defender got a foot to it.
We're back in. DeLass gets it back from Walker, center of the field. Thought about a shot. Now we'll go right side to Vickers. Vickers in the 18. He'll serve it back across. Walker can't get there. Headed away there by Evans. Davila. Now we'll get that ball to Madranda. Madranda, left side to Wyatt. Wyatt stops there at midfield, recovers. Looks like we got our picture back. Now Schiffman in the middle of the field to Davila. Greg now on the right side. Nicely timed run. Gets it to the inside to the 18. Wyatt is there, and he hammers it home, and we're 2-0 OKC.
That was beautifully done. They came down the right-hand side. Wyatt just broke and keep going on the left-hand side, got behind the defender, so when the ball was played simply across the box, there was nobody there in front of him but the goalkeeper. Nice goal.
52nd minute. Greg perfectly timed his run, and a beautiful slotted ball to Wyatt.
It was. Defense caught square there, unfortunately.
52nd minute, and Dayton now finds itself in a 2-0 hole.
I think that's what we were saying earlier, though. You've got two men forward now for OKC. They brought on that. He's listed as a midfielder, but he's actually playing as a second forward, and they worked well together then.
So many things, Andy, in the balance of a game that have to go your way to get the result, and we've been at this end here with Dayton on the attack, and somebody from OKC sticks a foot in, stops the attack, and it just is not taking that same break at the other end.
No, just earlier, beautiful cross into the box, and you had Felix on the far post. In the middle was Walker, probably the shortest guy in the box, and he was the one contesting the ball and just missed out on a chance. Not long before that, Felix with the header. Nice header on target for the corner, just not hard enough to beat the keeper.
Dayton substitutes making their way down to the north end of the stadium to start their warm-ups. We have Vickers over there.
Friedman.
He will take it short. Friedman now will send that one into the box. Couple of deflections off Turriere's head over the end line. Goal kick OKC. Fans, scores, stats, news, and more. You'll find all those exclusively on USLProSoccer.com.
Doug, what do you think of those short corners? I'm not a fan. I understand a short corner when someone runs in and you're wide open and you play it back and you gain yardage, but when they're that close to each other, I don't see that the angle makes enough difference.
No, I think where it's more successful is if you're almost banking on the fact that you're going to, some way, those two are going to get around that first defender, that initial defender that comes out. Other than that, I mean, send your numbers in the box.
Sure.
But, I mean, obviously they've worked on that in practice this week, and it's something they're comfortable with, and it could work. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think they're going to keep going to that well for the rest of the evening.
I guess perhaps, if you're timing your run and you know there's going to be hesitation, you're at a better advantage. But it just seems like more effort than it's worth for what you get out of it. Walker seems to be getting on the ball more now. He's trying to force the play.
Yep. And you would like to see maybe some of that confidence that he probably gained from Tuesday night's effort at Crew Stadium to shine forth here tonight.
Absolutely.
Team desperately looking for somebody to take charge. Felix with a nice flick there. Tackle from behind. Nicely poked away there by Thomas. And there's a foul against Turriere. OKC on the quick restart. Schiffman. Ball knocked away. DeLass. Felix to Walker. Walker to Vickers. He's got Cruyff here on the left side if he can get it here. He's going to opt to go right side to Walker. There's a tackle there by Douay, and Douay actually just puts a physical challenge in, doesn't touch the ball. It's going to be OKC throw.
Kansas City coach now up on his feet shouting directions.
Said the most dangerous lead in a game, 2-0. Tend to maybe get a little complacent. Dayton needs to get something forward in a hurry. And referee's going to call that one as Felix was held, as he gained a position there on Hedrick.
Yeah, you're right. It forces the other team to have to play a little bit more, and they start getting into a rhythm. And it's that rhythm that really keeps you going and opens things up. So, Friedman trying the quick run on the outside. Vickers wasn't going to take it. Looking to send the ball long into the box.
OKC with their wall set initially at 3 yards. Referee backing them up. A lot of traffic on the near side of the 18 as Dayton players getting to make their runs in. A lot of bodies to go through. It's very congested.
6
There go
Lions
the
in the
runs.
box.
There's the ball served in. Headed over the end line by Hedrick. It's going to be Dayton corner kick. And it looks like Andy might have sent word down to the bench because it looks like we're just going to have Friedman over there. Now here comes Vickers.
And that I
Potential
understand
for a
more,
short.
that little break in there, and you've got a good angle to bring the ball back. But
Friedman directly crosses that in, headed clear. Still bouncing around up in the air. Smith misses that tackle.
And 2-on-1 here.
2v1. Wyatt, who had the goal here early in the second half. Smith chases him down. Wyatt, great pass. Shot taken and deflected. It's going to be a corner kick.
It was Wyatt there that blocked that ball. I think Thomas was the one making the break. But dangerous there. OKC 2-on-1 at speed.
Dayton had thrown numbers up for the corner kick, and OKC with a quick counter attack. We spoke of the Crew game mid-season. Looks like the Crew have gotten on the board late first half in New England. Goal by Federico Higuain. Columbus Piers leads 1-0 on the road in New England.
The Lions bring everybody back in the box except for Cruyff.
Corner kick about to the penalty spot. Headed clear by Dayton initially. Still bouncing around. Davila now right side for Schiffman. Schiffman kind of slices that one. Sliced it to a dangerous spot, but Dayton is there. Smith clears it up the left side, but right to Davila. Davila with the ball, tried to get it to Hedrick. There's the tackle from Wyatt. It's going to end up being last touched by Wyatt. It'll be another OKC corner kick.
Yeah, it was interesting. It looked like he was actually trying to slice a shot on goal, I think, but mistimed it. But the ball dropped on the edge of the 6-yard box.
Fans visit the USL Pro fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/USL Pro. Schiffman on the corner kick for OKC. Another outswinger. Looks like Evans maybe a little bit into the back of the Dayton defender. No call. Header sails harmlessly over the top of the goal.
Quick ball to Vickers on the far side.
Dayton quick on the restart. Now Cruyff, but Due is there. A swing and a miss, and now Dayton has numbers. Vickers, right side. Service. It's going to be out over the end line. Needed to do a little bit better with that.
I'm not sure what that was. It was like he was deliberately trying to hook it to the far side, but everybody had gone near side, so interesting. But OKC very quick to get back. That was a quick break by the Lions, but they were OKC probably 5 players ahead of them even then.
Samir Bader with the goal kick for OKC. 60th minute here at Dayton Outpatient Center Stadium. The visitors from OKC up 2-0 over the Dayton Dutch Lions.
It looks like the first substitution for the Lions will be Kasitse. He's getting instructions from Sid on the sidelines.
Davila's going to be whistled for handling there.
As Kasitse is moving up to the 4th official with his piece of paper on the break now for OKC. Greg very quick to get on the loose ball. 2 Dutch defenders there, but it was Greg who snapped the shot just over the bar. And it looks like the substitution is going to go ahead now, and it's Vickers that is going to come out.
So substitution in the 61st minute will be Ika Kutsidze into the game. Cam Vickers finishes his evening for the Dutch Lions.
I think we just saw on the Papa John's replay there, that snapshot by Greg, dangerous.
Number 17, Iraqi Kusitse, and for number 17, Cameron Vickers.
We are back in play. Short goal kick from the Dutch Lions. Granger has it just shy of midfield. Kutsedze with his first touch of the game. Square ball to Delas.
Cruyff on the outside.
Delois goes that direction. Cruyff, left side, knocked clear by Gunderson. It's going to be a corner kick for Dayton.
5th corner already this half. That's more than last half.
They've spent a lot of time in that end.
Is Kusitse going to take the corner? Friedman now.
And that ball is struck near post, cleared by OKC. Smith will nod it to Walker, right side. And I think the last thought he was in offside position, let that ball run through.
Yep.
And cleared by OKC. And Friedman will take the long jog over to the other side of the field to launch a long throw.
So the Lions with most of their players forward. You got Wyatt just on the edge of the center circle. Shane Smith and Granger probably 30 yards from the line. Granger now making a move forward. The rest of the Lions are in the box.
Long throw from Friedman. Kutsidze takes it down, but can't get a second touch on it to take the shot. Nicely brought down there by Ika. Nice touch, especially being fresh off the bench.
He looked good the other night when he came in. Just
finding a little more playing time as of late. Middle of the season, he had spent stretches not getting a whole lot of minutes.
No, and one of the more regular players from the previous season, so it was interesting. He hasn't been getting a lot of playing time, but when he came on the other day, he did make a difference.
This is actually his 7th game where he's seeing action tonight. So
miscommunication between Smith and Walker as the ball was coming out. Walker now on the right side.
Nice service in. Deflection. Davila clears right to Cruyff. Cruyff nicely around Davila. Now at the corner flag. Davila pokes that free. It's going to be a Dutch Lions throw. Quickly back in. Kutsidze on it. Service. Far post. Here comes a runner. Ball's going to be last touched by Dayton. It'll be a goal kick for OKC. Fans, make sure to follow at USL Pro on Twitter for all the latest updates.
Kutsidze seen a lot of the ball already since he's come on.
Well, right now it's a Dayton team that's searching for anybody to take charge, generate some offense. Having a majority of the possession, a majority of the chances, but still find themselves looking up at a 2-0 hole. Nicely brought down from Wyatt to Gregg, but Gregg is stripped. Now OKC gets it right back. A lot of contested tackles in the midfield. Delas finally comes away with it. Nice ball to Felix. Felix with a good first touch. Evans is there with a nice tackle. He'll go the other way. He's got numbers. Thomas stays on side. Looking inside for Wyatt. Back to Thomas. Thomas forging forward, but Matt Williams is going to get there first.
Shame just now when Felix had the ball. Walker had made a great run on the far side and was looking for the ball to be played through the channel, but it didn't happen.
Delas to Granger. Granger looking right side. Now to Walker. Walker turns, goes forward. Challenge from Madrand. Into the 18. There's the service. Knocked down. Kutsidze again, very active with the ball in the 18. It'll be a corner kick for Dayton.
That's what Walker did for Columbus when they were playing against Palace. Those little runs, shielding the ball, coming forward, and then playing the ball through nicely to his teammates. Granger's a long way back for this one. Seems surprising to me, unless he's going to make a late run for the box.
Short corner, Kutsidze. Friedman. Flying attempt of a header by Turriere. Referee Tony Crush says he went through the back of the OKC defender.
Interesting call. First half, I watched the line.
I wasn't going to go there.
Get hit square in the middle of the back, and this one looked more shoulder to shoulder. But
wasn't going to go there.
I guess I'm not a referee, so.
Bader on the free kick for OKC. 66th minute. We've got 25 left here. Dayton looking to crawl their way back into this one somehow.
If you would like to celebrate your birthday with the Dutch
Ball out just in front of the OKC bench. Throw in Dayton. Evans, couple of hands in the back of Felix. No call. Ball nicely played forward there. Madranda has it at midfield. Drops it back to Hedrick. Bader again. He'll send it even longer this time. Mistimed his jump was Friedman. Madranda with the cross. Wyatt gets there for Dayton. The last to Terrier. Sebastian drops it. Granger back to Friedman now. And now Terrier looks to go forward. Big switch to Cruyff in front of the Dayton bench, but Gunderson cuts it off first. Davila tries to slot a ball through. Wyatt there for Dayton. Square ball intended for Smith, ends up with DeLass. He gets it to Kutsidze. Dayton goes the other way. Walker on the right side, wide open. He's got it. Got a little time. Here comes Friedman with an overlapping run. Walker rewards the run, gets him the ball. Whipped into the 18. Ball taken down. Turned by Felix. Shot over the bar.
Nice idea. Great run by Friedman to get out there. I was thinking just earlier, Wyatt's having another one of those very quiet but very solid games. You know, nothing's really getting past him. He's a very technically good player. I don't know if you know an answer to this question or not. I'm going to throw it out there, but I noticed we were talking earlier about OKC's coach being a player last year. I know when you get up to the EPL, you have to have certain licenses before you're allowed to be a coach. Is it the same, do you know, in this league or MLS?
I don't think it's a requirement, not, at least not in this country yet. I don't believe. I think if you have the credentials, and I think there are a lot of players that they immediately are like, okay, you're the perfect kind of a player that the coaching suits you, and I think that's how they move. Now, I don't know what he's probably got some prior coaching experience, maybe on the.
Sure, I know a lot of players actually do take the classes, and in their spare time they're working towards those licenses.
Great question, and I have no idea if Jimmy Nielsen has gone and got a coaching license or anything like that, but.
So I know Sid's got his UEFA licenses when he came over to work on the academy. That was one of the selling points when he was out there, but.
Foul just outside the 18. It's going to be a dangerous restart opportunity. Ball's kicked away. Referee Tony Crush is on the whistle. I think would like to have a conversation with somebody. That's Granger.
Brock.
And I'm guessing he knows Granger's in the book, so I don't think the second yellow is going to be for kicking that ball away.
No,
but Granger's got to be cognizant of the fact that he's already on a yellow.
Absolutely. You're a professional. You need to realize that. But, you know, like anything, emotions, heat of the game, heat of the moment.
Absolutely. Dangerous restart. This is going to be from about 19 yards out, maybe 20, and right in front of the goal.
This is where I want to see the shaving cream come out and put the little line down.
Yep, not authorized. Authorized in MLS, but not at the USL Pro level yet. So Tony Crush has to do it the old-fashioned way. He'll move the wall back. Looks like he's got about 10 yards, maybe 9, judging by the markings on the
I thought it was
field.
at least a step forward. Then.
Yep, I'd say that's a good 9 yards there. So great free kick. Ball deflected by Williams. Nice save. Hits the football upright. It's going to be a corner kick. Well taken free kick.
Yep. This is very hard to get that ball up and then down in such a short distance. I mean, even the top level World Cup, you don't see very many can do that.
And even more impressive, that was right on frame. Right, the shot was taken, so it's not like you had the angle to work with either. So it was a very, as you mentioned, short shot.
And give credit to Matt Williams. He got there and he saw it and he got a hand to it.
It's a little tough to pick that up because he chipped it right over the wall. Corner kick. This one's an in-swinger. Ball flicked on. Greg gets on the end of that. And serves it. I think it was supposed to be maybe a shot, but he hammered it pretty good. Goes out over the far touchline. It'll be Dutch Lions throw.
Yep. But again, just see how fast OKC get their players back into defensive positions.
Well, final 20, you're up 2 goals. I think defense becomes a premium at this point, and that gets the extra emphasis.
I think when your coach is a goalkeeper, he's got that a little bit on his mind, too. I'm sure he likes the clean sheets as much as anyone.
And I'm guessing, I mean, probably, usually typical is Felix taken down from behind there.
Now,
Perhaps tactical in nature, but
that seemed a little more blatant than perhaps an earlier one, or should I stop harping about that one?
But you mentioned that with the coach being a goalkeeper, and Nielsen looks way more relaxed on the bench than he probably did as a keeper yelling at his defenders last year for Sporting KC.
He looks a lot warmer than he did in that frigid final game.
Absolutely. Cold temperatures. Refereed by Dayton's own. Ilario Grajeda was the man in the middle for that.
Just a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, wealth of worthless knowledge a lot of times.
Golden. You're going to be getting that lifetime award for the commentary to go with the referee.
There we go. Yep. Dutch Lions with the ball, knocking around in the back. Wyatt to Granger. Now Walker in the midfield. Runs into a double team. He gets stripped. Madranda back the other way for OKC. Wyatt's in an offside position as Greg tried to slot that ball through to him.
It looks like Stephen Perry for OKC, a midfield player, might be getting ready to come on here in the next 3 or 4 minutes.
Stephen Perry. They should probably have some appropriate music.
Don't ask me to sing.
Down in the press box. We'll see if that happens.
Is that what we want now? Like when the pitchers swap out, you want to have somebody's music played as they come on as a sub? Get the fans going?
Yeah, it just shares a name with a famous music celebrity, so I figured, what the heck?
Is it Aerosmith? A bit of head tennis on this near side. Felix now trying to get around the defender.
Evans, a nice job there. It's been a pretty good matchup to watch this evening with Evans and Felix going at it. Pretty good battle. Smith will win the throw-in in front of the Dayton bench for Dayton.
Visions of Schoenfeld out there with a handful of shirt off of that player and being pushed in the back.
Yep, Schoenfeld still notorious amongst the league leaders in fouls committed, and he's been with the crew for the last couple of weeks.
Nice chested pass there by Craig.
And I hate to correct you, but it's Steven Tyler from Aerosmith.
And there is a Perry there, isn't there?
Perry is Journey.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. You're right. I am just a wealth of worthless information tonight. Cruyff on the break, left side, into the 18, tries to get around Gunderson. Gunderson with the slide tackle, knocks it away for a corner kick.
And that's why I don't commentate on concerts.
I don't know that Perry will go in as it's a defensive corner kick for OKC. I did get to go see Jimmy Buffett with all the other Parrot heads on Monday night down in Cincinnati. Always a good time. Some had more of a good time than others. There's a shot. Terrier with a nice volley. Bader wraps it up. Felix was right on the doorstep for a potential rebound, but Bader did not give one up.
Unfortunately, Bader's been able to respond to each of them in the Papa John's instant replay there. You see it on the volley, straight down, low, and Bader was able to get his body across there.
Very well hit by Terrier. You really can't ask for much more off that effort on the volley. Long ball sent. Granger heads it free to Friedman. Walker now across midfield. Friedman making that run again down the right side. This time they'll swing it back to the middle of the park. Kutsidze now to Cruyff. Right side. Here comes Gunderson. Nice tackle. Pokes it free to Greg. Greg square ball to Thomas. Friedman still battling. Wyatt now will try and take him on down that left side. Friedman wins it and sends it back to Matt Williams.
Well, as Perry patiently waits to see some movement on the Lions bench now, looks like Eddie Herzenberg is getting ready to come on for another one of those rare appearances. Eddie, of course, very popular with the kids in this area from his coaching days.
Also one of the better-known players for the indoor Cincinnati Saints professional indoor team. Very popular player for that group, which gets ready to ramp up their season in a couple of months. Herzenberg will replace Terrier. Terrier, solid effort tonight.
I think I read somewhere Eddie actually scored the first ever goal for the Lions back in the first season.
Turrier.
So Turrier off for Dayton, and Kyle Gregg, his evening is done. He got on the score sheet tonight.
Yep.
With a goal and an assist.
Number 21, Stephen Perry, in for number 42, Kyle Gregg.
Stephen Perry comes on for OKC. It's going to be a foul as Perry, welcome to the match. 30 seconds in, 1 foul committed.
But that's not a dig on you. Dave's so quiet.
DeLass has it.
So quiet.
Middle of the field. Not sure where that pass was going, but Oklahoma City comes up with it. They'll drop the ball back to Hedrick. He's got to chase it quite a ways. Dayton takes the opportunity to pull some numbers up. Long ball, DeLass heads it down in the midfield. Felix tries to turn the corner. Hedrick is there. Felix trying to win it. Flag goes up from the assistant referee. That's going to be a foul on Felix. OKC free kick.
Another OKC player, number 11, looks like he's getting ready. Jaziri. I was just looking down that whole lineup of players that they have listed out on the website for OKC, and it's interesting. They only have 3 forwards in that whole list. I don't know if that's an indicator of the way they try to play soccer and keep the midfield, because right now they don't have a listed forward on the field. They're all midfield players.
Well, and their initial starting lineup lists 5 midfielders and then Greg up top.
Oh, now number 11 taking his shirt off and heading back to the sidelines.
Let's need a little bit more warm-up time. Ball sent through. Perry can't track it down. Matt Williams collects for Dayton.
Well, in fact, OKC changing their mind. Looks like... Oh, of course he turned around as he was getting ready. Number 20, Vion Abraham, midfield player.
Abraham Vion. Looks like he will be the next substitute for OKC. Long ball, Kutsidze is there, but Evans is going to win that ball most times in that challenge. Due to Madranda. Madranda can't handle it. DeLass has it. Oh, that's a pretty cynical foul there from Madranda. Fortunate not to end up in the book there. DeLass now with the restart.
DeLass with the ball, plays it to Kutsidze, quick 1-2. Almost loses it, in fact does lose it on poor control. OKC now moving the ball. Makes its way out to Wyatt, who is knocked down by Joel.
Suffers one, gives one. Suffers one, gives one.
And here comes that substitution.
Comes Abraham Vion will come off the bench for OKC. And Vion, so far this year, has played in 15 games, no goals, no assists, so you would assume he is on to help bolster the midfield and defense. And looks like Madranda,
I think, yep.
Jimmy Madranda will complete his evening.
He's
Didn't
had a
really see
solid
much
game.
out of him in the second half, but first half, very effective down the left side for OKC.
Yep, I'd say that was a solid game all around.
Number 26, Jimmy Madranda.
Long ball sent in. Wyatt with the flick. Williams comes out to get that. Perry kind of running around causing mayhem out there.
Yep.
Looking to stir things up a little bit off the bench. Fans
trying to
is a proud
incite.
sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information.
I wonder if he's trying to incite somebody to get a card back there. Brookhausen looks like he might be getting ready to come in, assuming that will be a straight swap for Felix. And also Eric Kissinger, another one of the academy coaches, very popular around here. Works with the high schools as well. Be curious to see who he comes in for. He usually slots in left side defensively. But Shane Smith right now is playing as the left winger. Looks like they've gone to a two-man defense.
We'll get that switch changed. Little clash of heads there.
Eddie nudging the player to down, getting away with it.
Felix swings that ball to the right side. Ball now knocked back. Herzenberg. Felix tried to get it to Walker. Herzenberg gets it back. Drops it to DeLass. Now Shane Smith on the left side. Cuts inside as Davila slips. Shane's still on it. Square ball to Herzenberg. Eddie got a late start on it, but DeLass will pick it up. Now Kutsidze. He has Cruyff on the left. He opts to go inside. Bader with a punch and then gets the rebound. Pretty fortunate break there for OKC.
Yep, got lucky. He managed to touch the ball in front of the backing up Felix and get to it before the other Lion there could react to it. Long ball played down again in the air. 2 Dayton defenders there, but the ball stayed with the OKC player. Runners on this side.
OKC's done a decent job of milking the clock here. You want to keep an eye on referee Tony Crush as Eddie Herzenberg picks up a foul. As Bader was distributing that ball, he was being prompted by the referee, so I don't know if we'll see a 6-second call, but we might see something close.
Yep, looks like Cruyff might be coming off here. Probably a swap for Kissinger, I would think. Or no, Shane's coming out also, so.
So Brookhuizen and Kissinger on. Felix and Shane Smith off. And I think accolades go to the big guy. Or no, it's Cruyff is off. Felix stays on. Okay.
So I was just thinking that number 5, Evans, has his hands full there with Big Felix on him. Now he's got Joe Brookhuizen. Be interesting to see who picks up the other of the tall Dutch players. KC now on the ball. Delgado. Quick 1-2s. Thomas plays it in. Delgado again as he makes an overlap run on the right-hand side. Wyatt's on him trying to stop the cross.
Tries to flick it back. Brookhuizen brings it down. And here comes Kutsidze. Gunderson does a good job to chase him down. Kutsidze still on the ball, looking for options. Walker now in the midfield. Distributes that out to the far side. Ball whipped into the 18. Brookhuizen gets a head on it right at Bader.
That's interesting. Brookhuizen getting it and Felix following up. That's the first time we've really seen a true forward action, I would say, from the front line there, following the ball through. Long kick now by Bader downfield. And Wyatt gets knocked over in the challenge. Out to Joe DeLass. Joe DeLass moving it forward to Kutsidze, who's been seeing the ball a bit more. Brookhuizen makes a run inside as Kissinger goes outside. Cross by Kissinger. And Joe stares the goalie down all the way there.
Not a bad ball there from Kissinger. Brookhuizen just got a late break on it.
I like that. Just follow straight in. You're not actually challenging the goalie, but you're making absolutely sure that he knows you're there.
Absolutely. Header one high up in the air. Kissinger takes it down. Davila with the pressure from behind. Wyatt now to DeLass.
OKC going to make another substitute. Looks like a defender coming on this time, which shows how they're thinking about this game.
Looks like Kyle Miller will come on at the next opportunity for OKC.
Just some possession football now by OKC.
Well, that's true. Did everybody see Didier Drogba?
Making the Lions play chase ball across the middle of the field. Time definitely on their side as we hit the 84th minute.
Vion goes outside to Due. Due and no interest really in taking it forward. We'll drop it to Hedrick. And all the way back to Bader.
Yep.
Bader waits for the pressure to come. Now here comes Felix. Bader now gets rid of it and will send it about 80 yards. Brought down nicely. Vion has the ball center of the park. Gunderson makes a run up from his right back position. Inside to Davila. Clipped up there by Brookhuizen. Or no, I'm sorry, by Felix. And this will give Oklahoma City the opportunity to make that substitution. And it's going to be Davila coming off and Kyle Miller. So they're going to put defense in for midfield there. Schiffman with the free kick. Wyatt unable to run it down in the corner. It'll be Dayton Dayton Dutch Lions throw in. Every USL Pro regular season and playoff game will stream live on YouTube in 2014. Features include DVR, chat, and social media interactivity. Subscribe for free to the Dayton Dutch Lions YouTube channel today. Bader with the long clear. 86th minute here at Dayton Outpatient Center Stadium. OKC still clinging to a 2-0 lead. Goals late in the first half and early in the second half have put us with that 2-0 scoreline.
It's good hustle by Joe Brookhausen just then, though, chasing down the defender. Once the ball was played, just reminding the defender he was there, and then again chasing down the goalkeeper, letting them know they don't have time to waste.
DeLass.
Oh, yellow card?
Yes.
A little dramatic fall, I thought, there, but Paul Wyatt, I think.
A little harsh, but Wyatt goes in the book.
I have to say, since Wyatt came on, he has been throwing himself around a little bit. So maybe one of those totting up offenses. The dive, or the fall, I should say, was a little theatrical there.
Williams, long free kick. Felix, the only one in the vicinity, it skipped over his head and safely into the arms of Bader. And Bader gets rid of it a little quicker this time. Flicked forward by Miller.
I don't think Wyatt saw that run from behind him.
Perry has it. Ball pops loose. Now to Wyatt. But Kissinger steps in and knocks it clear.
Yeah, Wyatt was running for the ball, and I'm not sure which player it was for OKC. He was going around behind him, and Wyatt didn't see him until the last second. You could definitely see the change in pace once he saw him. But OKC not really too interested in going forward, apart from the goalkeeper kicking the ball down there. It's just been more of a possession game. They'll pass back just as soon as they will forward.
Ball dropped back to Due. Due to Hedrick. As OKC looks to run out the string here. Bader will launch another long one. Perry was in offside position. He had to wait before he could challenge again for it. Kutsidze has it in the midfield. Appeal for handball goes ignored by the referee, but Kutsidze has it stripped now, and OKC will come the other way. That's Vione on the far side of the field. Defensive pressure now. Herzenberg will chase for Dayton. Nice move there. Now ball far side. Nice run. Ambitious ball. Scooped up by Williams. Dayton comes the other way. Kissinger gets it to Kutsidze. Kutsidze has it poked away. Goes right to Miller, and Kutsidze with a tackle there. Drops Miller. Free kick OKC.
Yeah, I don't think he had any word from his teammates that there was someone behind him, because he cut straight back towards the OKC player. Immediately put himself under pressure. And not surprisingly, they're going to take their time with this kick. Oh no, quick through ball.
Now they go. Perry running on the end of it. Headed away by Dayton. Kissinger puts that over Granger's head. Friedman tracks back to get that. Now up the right side. Ball's going to go out of play. Be OKC throw. Andy looking ahead for Dayton next week. Back here. Another home game for Dutch Lions.
Harrisburg for the fourth time.
City coming back here again next week. Then Dayton hits the road for a couple of games as they will go to Charleston. Actually 3 in a row. Charleston, Wilmington, and Richmond.
Well, Felix tried to weave his way through a couple of defenders there, finally losing the ball. The final home game of the season is one of the MLS teams, isn't it? I think we have the Rapids coming into town.
Next to last. The Rapids reserves come in on August 23rd, and then September 5th, Wilmington comes here for the return
Should have turned the page and seen September.
Depends on how you print it out. You can cut off September if you don't print it out right. 90th minute here, and there's a tackle with a serious whistle from Tony Crush.
And somebody is upset on the far side.
Yep. And he's going to escort the OKC player away. I don't know if there's going to be any plastic involved with that or not. And it looks like the free kick's going to go the way of OKC, so there must have been some retaliation after the initial foul.
Didn't see exactly who it was. I saw one of the Lions was pretty frustrated at the challenge, but
OKC heads home next Saturday. They will host Orange County. Then they will hit the road for a game at Sacramento, and then they will host Arizona and the LA Galaxy 2. That's coming up in the immediate future for OKC.
So they said 1 minute of extra time. So that would be 1 goal and 2 yellow cards, minus 30 seconds.
Awfully stingy there, perhaps, with the extra time. But with this win, OKC will go from 23 points up to 26, and that's enough to bump them up a little more in the standings, depending on what else happens this weekend. Free kick just outside the Dayton penalty area. This may be about the last thing we're going to see tonight. Ball is whipped in. The deflection has Williams going the wrong way, and a deflected ball ends up in the back of the net. We are at 3-0.
Yeah, I was wondering after that last free kick, it was a pretty good free kick taker out there if he was going to try something again. And pretty straightforward shot by the looks of it with a slight deflection.
92nd minute, Oklahoma City goal by number 8.
Thomas.
Michael Thomas.
Thomas with an inauspicious start to the half, but he closes it in style as he gets credit for the goal. The deflection off the Dayton defense has Matt Williams wrong-footed, and it ends up in the net. Herzenberg now for Dayton as they push forward, trying to at least get one on the board before full time. Nice save there by Kissinger. Kutsidze now. Dayton needs to serve this in. This will probably be their last gasp effort at a goal tonight. Granger, right side. Ball brought down by Walker. Still battling even in the 93rd minute. Draws the foul. Dayton will have another free kick here.
Every OKC player making their way back to the box.
They want to keep the clean sheet. Dayton wants to put one on the board, and we got a foul coming out as Dayton pushing forward to try and get on the end of that header.
It was Herzenberg that was called. And that should be about it. I don't be surprised if anything much more than this kick happens.
I would assume so.
I don't think the score really reflected the game at all.
Clearly not indicative of the effort the Dutch Lions gave tonight, as they were on the wrong end of a couple of bad bounces, especially the last one as it deflected off Dayton into the back of the net, which resulted in the final goal and our 3-0 final score. Wrapping this up quickly, first of all, your goals tonight. In the 42nd minute, Kyle Gregg, leading scorer for OKC, got them on the board. Long ball through. He won the battle with Granger, slotted it far post, 1-0 at the half. 52nd minute, it was Paul Wyatt off a beautiful assist from Kyle Gregg, and OKC was up 2-0. And then in the 92nd minute, off a set piece, the free kick from Michael Thomas took a bad bounce, deflected by a Dayton defender. Matt Williams was wrong-footed. Ball ended up in the net. 3-0 your final score. Cards tonight, Brock Granger picked one up in the 22nd minute. 46th minute, before we even kicked off the second half, Michael Thomas took one for OKC. We're guessing delaying the game as they were late coming out of the locker room. And then in the 87th minute, Paul Wyatt picks up the final yellow card of the evening for OKC. Andy, as we mentioned, very solid effort by the Dutch Lions tonight, and then it's those little bounces not going their way, and they end up on the wrong side of the scoreboard again.
Absolutely, and it's not like we didn't have chances. I counted more than a dozen shots tonight by the Lions. We had some headers on target, just not quite hard enough. Bader had a good game. He actually, when he was needed, he made those saves. But yeah, I don't think we deserve to be losing 3-0.
Absolutely not. Great effort by the Lions tonight. OKC takes a very valuable 3 points on the road as they are jockeying for playoff position. And that'll wrap it up here from Dayton Outpatient Center Stadium. Your final score tonight, 3-0 OKC over the Dayton Dutch Lions. For Andy Brewer, this is Doug Palomacki. Have a great evening, everybody.
Thank you.